Today on the bench, we got the Maxx. The last time out, we broke the servo, stripped it out. So we have some parts to put in here. But first, we got some goodies from our friend Tyson at Garage Life RC. We need to open up and see what we have in the bag. Oh, I think I need another one. Yes, that's the good stuff. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. That's right, we got some goodies here from Tyson. Now, I did order most of the stuff in here. I ordered a new battery tray for the Maxx because I bought that smaller battery and it doesn't quite fit with the factory mount, so Tyson makes one. And then I also ordered, man, it'll be coming out a wheelie bar for the 6S Big Rock. So he also said he was going to throw in some other goodies for me to try out. So let's see what we got here. Wow, that is freaking massive. Check that out. So these are bumper mounts for the Vigilante. So, and they're blue. Hell yeah. Check that. So that'll be coming up in the video. Oh, the wing. Check it. He got some, dude. He said he was making one, but look at that, man. The wing for the Mini XRT. That looks freaking amazing. Dude, hell yeah. And his blue is way better than what Traxxas puts on their cars. So like, look. Here's the Maxx. I know it's hard to see, this is in like a bag, but in the sunlight, like these things look purple. So his stuff is actually blue. Oh yeah, see there's his wheelie bar too. He made a wheelie bar for the Mini Maxx. Now, yeah, we got the wing for the Mini. Let's put that there. Oh, this, I think this is another wheelie bar for the, oh, okay, so this is a wheelie bar and shock cast for the Mini XRT as well. Check that out. Oh, here it is. That's the wheelie bar for the Big Rock. So we'll have that going on shortly. And here, boom, the battery strap for the Maxx. Hell yeah. And then we got some stickers. Man, thank you, Tyson. So as you've seen, I got the battery straps going in. This will let us run any kind of battery we want. We'll have a lot more flexibility into it. And I'm replacing the servo. So I'm gonna go this route. This is actually cool, Traxxas part, 7749. It allows you to use a standard servo. So I'm gonna go that route because the Traxxas servos are just crazy expensive. And I don't know. But I'm gonna try this. I have an EcoBoost in-house, but this one here, 50 kilo, I believe the EcoBoost is somewhere like around 30. So this should give us more torque to turn these wheels here. It's, I don't even know what iPin servo. I'll leave a link in the video description. I've had these for a while, got them on like sale on Amazon, so I figured pick up a couple. It never hurts to have some extra ones. And then also, if you're gonna change out the servo, you need this servo arm, 25 tooth for converting, because the traxxas is a different, of course, different amount of teeth that grab the thing. So this is MXX48 SA25 by Hot Racing. I've used a lot of Hot Racing parts, always happy with their products. So, man, got quite a bit of work to do this thing here. What am I doing? I've been messing with the little XRT here. I'm reaching underneath here for body clip releases. I really wish they would have upgraded the body system on this thing, but they didn't, so now we have to deal with that. We got a lot of stuff going on with this little RC here. So that's not hard, you know, 4 screws, this comes out, and now we just have to undo the servo arm and 3 screws here on the servo. Oh, that's a I also got to open up the servo box, or the receiver box. As always, when you're doing stuff like this, be careful the screws. Like, even if you're taking them out, like this brace here in the front, the rear screw is shorter than the front, and you never know, you know, between left and right, something can be different, and then sometimes it just gets a little hard, confusing when you're trying to put stuff back together as to how it works. And then too, like what I just did, if you're doing a servo, make sure you bring your transmitter and the battery for the RC so you can turn on the RC, center your trim, and then that way it'll give you the best chance to make sure the servo's in there right. Oh man, leaked a little water. All right, so this is, I don't understand this with traxxas. First, they show you here, they show you basically the servo going in this way, which would be like that. Well, that puts this piece with the servo too close. This is how this one was bolted in, right? Why? I don't understand why their instructions tell you to mount it this way. And then see what they did here is they clearanced this for the servo wires, but that doesn't work. So I went ahead, and I know this will drive the Dremel guys crazy because people get on me about the Dremel. I just use my cutters here, snip, snip, bend it, cut, made a little notch there for the servo to fit. And like I said, I don't understand why they had you do that. It doesn't make any sense. It also tells you too here to remove the ear off the servo. Again, I don't know why. I did the same trick in the Maxx I, which, matter of fact, I actually still had the Maxx I servo, so I could have put that in here, but I didn't want to because it was the same exact servo, so I'm going to be facing the same exact problem. What am I going to do with that other servo? I don't know. Probably nothing ever. Now, this kind of sucks because this servo here, all the wires are the same color. So, that's interesting. So, let's see. Let's, oh, apparently it works. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. And I'm sorry for those of you that know this stuff. This is redundant. You know this stuff, but, you know, sometimes we try to help out the people that don't have a lot of experience. So, here on the traxxas transmitter or any transmitter, you want to make sure your trim is set at 0, which is going to set this. So if it is off, because inevitably your steering geometry could be off somewhere and you're going to need to adjust the trim. So we don't want to set this piece on here and the trim already be one way or the other and we lose ability to adjust something. See, like here, inevitably you're going to run into where it, one way or the other, it's going to be kicked to the left or the right. It's not totally centered. So that's unfortunate, but it happens. Don't freak out. That's why we have trim. That is sad. Some of you are going to freak out when I tell you this, but I have had this thread locker since the 80s. This is what I had when I first got in the hobby building Tamiyas. I don't even, it says like 242 or something on it. I could barely make that out. I finally just ran out. You have metal thread there, so we want to make sure we add some good thread locker. Now guys, I've been doing YouTube on these cars for 3 years now, something, 2-3 years, and I haven't had a problem with stuff coming loose, so let's not freak out, okay? But wow. Yeah, sad. It finally, oh, look at that. That actually says blue 242. So, was this actual Loctite? Pacer headquarters. That's it. I might have to research that. That's So that's, So now I got the real deal Loctite there. Where did the screw come out? There we go. So guys, also when you're doing Loctite, like I found this is handy. I got these on Amazon, these little spray bottles. Give it a little mist of cleaner there. And then we add our thread lock. So man, guys, I just want to ask you, we'll get downtime here a minute. So my video that went live today was the Mini Maxx doing the Wide Max kit on it, and of course I had somebody, typical traxxas stuff, chime in. Oh, for that price, it should have came with it. So I tried to be nice. I just asked. I said, why did you feel the necessity to tell me that? And he said, don't worry, I'll save you from having to hear that, whatever. But I was like, no, see, I was like, what do you feel like coming onto my channel, being angry about this stuff and complaining about it? What do you think? I mean, I just want to know, like, why people do that. Why do you feel like telling me that comment's gonna change anything? I just want to know why. You know, it's like, what do you hope to get out of that? And he says, I unsubscribe. And I'm like, well, okay. I do appreciate those that do subscribe and hang out. But I mean, then again, let me ask you this. Like, if somebody, you make a comment on that on my channel, it's my channel, do I not have any reason I'm not allowed to challenge what you put? I mean, is that like, so, oh, what the heck am I doing? Okay, so I think that came with the new Servo. These are the traxxas screws, which I thought. Also, I want to ask you guys, so when we do these edits, we're like zit zit zit, and that's how it goes. Zit zit zit. Yeah, that's how it goes. Do you like that, or is it just like cut that all out altogether? Is it just like getting old, seeing that same old routine? I'm not gonna say I'm the best channel, I get the most innovative stuff out there, but I started cutting it down to just like 1/10 of a second, make it fast, like zit zit zit. And that's how it goes, just like that. Zit zit zit. And then I kind of noticed a couple of other channels started speeding up, because before you'd watch and go like zzz, 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 and that's exactly how it sounded. Zzz, zzz, yes, that's how it sounded. But then I sped up, and then I kind of noticed some channels that I had watched were kind of doing the same thing. So kind of. Oh, I gotta screw the servo down. Duh. Very, very important. You put the damn screws in here, because that's what kind of makes the servo and the little cage become one. Oh man, guys, it's late night. It's actually almost 3 a.m. I know some of the older ones out there know that song, KLF, 3 a.m. Eternal. Ancients of Moo Moo, da 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 da. Yeah, don't quit my day job there, right? What did I just do? There we go. Got my screw. Still got some wet Loctite on it. I think we should be good to go. See, now, like telling me things like, oh hey, yeah, I really get tired of seeing, you know, the screwdriver bit going really fast, or that is like useful information. And I'm not against people saying, well, yeah, I do agree or I disagree. I think the price is just right. The price is, you know, that's fine. But man, I don't know. I know it's interaction, and I should just, but I swear when I wake up in the morning, or I guess it's half the time it's noon by the time oh man, my back causes all kind of issues, but I wake up and I start seeing that, man, I'm just like, oh, golly. Ooh. Oh, look how fast that is. So this is the real test. Oh, I gotta be careful. I don't have it bolted down. Yeah, I don't have that. Did this? I forget. Yeah, like I said, I've said it many times. You know, using the screwdriver, the drill to do the screws is fine. Really, would recommend you get something like that. It's got a clutch on it, and set it just at the lightest set when you're going into plastic. And then, you know, just finish it off by hand. Also, when you're going into plastic, don't like friggin' try to make a race out of it. Go slow and easy. You don't want to get the plastic hot and mess it up. So here, we'll try to listen to the pitch of the drill. Hear it? So we're stopping. I'm not even going to get the clutch to engage at that point. All right, guys, I'm going to leave like the traxxas complaints alone. I'm not going to really bring it up now. Hopefully not in any more videos. I know people don't want to hear. I just, you know, like I said, I was just curious, like, why? Just why do people feel the need to do that? I'll just look at it as interaction and be, okay, move on. So now let's test this out here. Wow. Look at that. Or so right there it's stopping, but it's still, oh, it's moving the wheels a little bit. It's fine. I mean, I could. Whoa! Shit! Whoa, that was my fault. I put it down. I got my finger. Oh my God! Jeez. Anyway, I wanted to push down on this. Damn. Okay. Freaking heart attack here. Jeez. One thing I will say that the traxxas remotes, I do wish they beeped. Like on the Arma stuff, Horizon, if you leave it turned on for a while, it'll start beeping and say, hey, idiot, you left me on. You're going to kill the batteries. Whew, wow. All right, that was more excitement than I wanted. Oh, boy. I was still, sheesh, yeah, that damn thing took off. I know somebody say, that's why it's always on the stand or this and for what I was doing, being on a stand was kind of impractical. Could I have done it? I guess, but the car would have been up so high for what I was needing to do. Oh. I want to say, you know what's weird with this RC? How do I do this here? How do I get this out? Kind of pains me too, because I do really like the traxxas battery system, believe it or not. Oh no. Is this thing really going to be that much of a... Well, hopefully maybe this piece will just flex out of the way. Yeah, I really like this system of... There we go. Of how to put the battery in, but I really just feel like that Maxx battery is just too heavy. Yeah, you're going to get some great run time, but... Oh, where's our deal here? Here we go. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Alright, there it is. 4 screws, 2 here on the bottom, 4 total, and then 2 screws right here at these side pieces, and we have got it in place. And super strong Kevlar strap here. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this... You'd think it would be common sense. Let me check it out. Got the Garage Life RC battery protector, the cushion down in there. So you feed it through one end here, and there's a buckle here. So you just kind of loop it and feed it through the buckle, and then feed the strap through the other side. And there you have it. So now, however I want to put this thing in, just sit that battery in, and boom, too easy. That's like really, really easy. Haha, awesome. Love it. So I think that's going to help. But I was saying that, you know, I was really surprised, like, the amount of input I've gotten from people that feel like out of the box this was completely fine. They didn't have an issue with it. They didn't understand, like, why I'm doing the springs and stuff like that. And it's just kind of, to me, weird, because this, you know, based on the Maxx, and the Maxx is really well known for its, you know, bashing capability, big air and landing. So you would think that if you bought the Mini, that is what you'd want out of it. And not the Mini. Damn, man, all these versions get the Maxx. That you buy the Maxx, you would think it would act a lot like Big Brother, but the suspension was so soft, it was just, to me, just hitting. But like I told one person, and I'll let everybody, you know, I'll reiterate here. Just because I have a YouTube channel and I'm out here doing these modifications to this car, doesn't mean you have to. You could take your car out of the box and drive it. If you enjoy the way it drives and handles, let it be. If you want to make this thing 6S or 8S and put a big motor in here, go for it. You know, it's your RC. If you want to do the springs, go ahead. If you agree with me, you feel like it was too soft and you want to follow ahead, go ahead. You know, that's great. You know, I'm doing the research here. You know, if you like what you see how my car handles, then, you know, join in. But by no means do you have to do this to go out there and buy this RC and enjoy it. So I just want to kind of clarify. I'm doing this as I have a certain way that I want this RC to operate. If this was a cheaper RC like the Sonic or the Grom, something like that, I'd most likely just deal with the way it is, maybe work on little things. I wouldn't go into this much detail. But this is pretty expensive RC as it is. I was kind of expecting it to kind of be like an Maxx, but it wasn't. So for me, you know, certain things that I wanted, you know, guys, and I don't send my cars big air. I don't, you know, launch them, but I do like to, you know, catch a little air and, you know, 5 or 6 feet drops. And to me, this wasn't doing it like that out of the box. So there's no right or wrong. It really isn't. You know, that's the great thing with the hobby. You can put different springs in. You could go lighter if you want to. You can go thicker, you know, whatever it is that suits your needs. You know, I'm doing this because this is how I want the car to handle. By no means does this mean that what I'm doing is the right way. It's not the wrong way. It's, you know, your RC. You do with it as you want. You know, there's nothing saying that this is a have to. You have to do it this way. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate that. And I hate this antenna tube. It's going to get bent down here when I flip this thing over. But I don't think the center disc is going to be terribly difficult. If I recall correctly, it's taking the center piece out, and then here in the diff should be kind of underneath, I'm hoping. But I'm not going to bore you with all that. Well, I'm just going to get the center diff out. I mean, look, these diffs are thick. But yeah, you know, just, and that was one thing, you know, I preached on some of my other videos. Like, I watched people buy the Maxx, and the first thing they go, oh, they hate the ESC, they hate this stuff, and now they're throwing in like a Maxx I or something, or a Maxx, yeah, I think a 6. I always have to think, the smaller the number, yeah, the bigger, so the Maxx I. I don't think there's a 4, so the 6 in there or whatever, and, you know, spending a fortune on the RC, and I'm like, you know, you really don't have to do that to go out there and have fun. Just buy it. If it's an issue for you, go ahead. Like this, I've heard people say that these servos are absolute trash. I didn't break mine on the Maxx I, but I didn't have it in there long enough, and I just, all the issues I had, I just wanted to like knock it out of the park and get that car running. But I said, you know, just because you see a YouTuber do something does not mean it's the right way or even the wrong way, but it's not something that you have to do. So guys, don't freak out. If you want a Maxx, go ahead and buy it, drive it. If it doesn't perform, then, you know, research ways of fixing things. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the center diff done, and then we're gonna go out and just have some fun and enjoy the hobby and run this car for a little bit. So I'll see you out there. All right, everyone. I've used this spot before in the past. I just don't utilize it too much. Oh, where am I going? It's a little tougher on small cars to go through here, but I think this might be a place that somebody that buys something like the Maxx would maybe utilize this in. You know, a good rough kind of like off-road environment. Test out how the suspension is going to do over some rough, tumbly stuff. And oh, golly. Oh, where are we at here? Yeah. I think I might have turned the brakes up on this. Let's see what TQ. Okay, so TQI was about half. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, see if it doesn't. Man, I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it. Man, it is. Oh, gotta watch it. Some type of slab of concrete there, but this one reason I don't film here a lot is because the shadows and stuff. It makes it a little tough to film. Ooh. What do we? Pine needles, man. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Let's do a little like high-speed run through here. I don't want to go too fast because if this thing starts going crazy, it's gonna really be off in the woods. Look at the grass. Ah, look. You can't even see. See, out here's kind of cool. It's wide open, but it's really just not that much to test the suspension here. But it's good for some high-speed ground pounding. I mean, man, places to run cars is hard to come by. And dude, I'm liking the way it's driving now. Servo's doing good. Fast. Man, she is on it. Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about it. I tuned the rear diff. So I put 30,000 in there. Because this thing was oversteering. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. Yeah. She's freaking turning now. Yeah. Look at that. Before, it was like I would turn the wheel and it would just push through really bad. It's still a monster truck, you know. It still sits kind of high, but heck yeah, man. So yeah, there we go, man. So I guess the forums are right, man. Thin out the rear diff. Like I said, I did some research, or I guess I did a live stream last. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this video or not, but maybe I did. But I was watching the some videos on just tuning what to do for oversteer and lessen, thin out the rear diff. I know some people commented about like the center diff, but I don't really think that's much of a. Can it be used for that? Yeah, but I really didn't feel like it was like a center diff issue. Because even this one doesn't excessively wheelie. I really have to lay on it for a good minute for it to really just. Oh man, hell yeah. Guys, man, boom! To me, this is the perfect Maxx. Now, this is how, for me, I wanted this RC to perform. You know, rough terrain like this, I love ground pounding. I love coming through here, drifting, kicking stuff around like this. I do like hitting jumps. And just to me, I felt like the factory suspension was a bit too soft for any of that. I really would like to see this have been more of a jumper like its big brother, the Maxx, the X Maxx, but I don't think it's in the cards for this one. But that being said, I'm fine with that. For me, that's my preference. I'm fine with it. I just didn't feel like the rest of it drove the way that I wanted it to. For ground pounding, you know, I had that oversteer issue. So that was corrected with the diff fluid. I got the suspension dialed in. We changed out the springs. You know, it was sitting on the ground. I believe I have 70 weight all the way around, front and rear. I'm still thinking, I'm watching the front end still just a little bit bouncy. So I think I'm going to put about 60 weight. I'm going to thin that front down just a hair. Get it 60 so that front end's not quite as bouncy, because I think that, understand too that traxxas, the discs that are in the shocks, they do different discs front and rear, so the same oil is going to act differently. And I believe the rear shocks usually have like a larger disc, so it's going to handle the thicker fluid better. Dude, oh my god, man. This thing's almost like driving like a friggin' truggy now, not a monster truck. Hell yeah! God, man. See, when I took that turn, it picked up that one front tire and it ballooned just a little bit, so I'm not going to thin out that front diff. Actually, I bet you that center diff, knowing traxxas, is probably a little dry because I'm getting some ballooning on the front tires right there at high speed. And this thing is not wheeling the way it should for something that from the factory costs for like 20 million. So I think that's going to be the next thing I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead, check that center diff, and make sure it is actually topped off and has fluid. I'm going to thin out those front shocks, and man, I think it'll be like... I'm actually thinking if the center diff is dry, I might just go 10 million, because I'm kind of happy the way it is now. I like doing wheelies and stuff like that, but it can be a hassle at times. It can be. It could totally be a hassle. You know what I should do is bring the mini Maxx out here, because it's censored, and see if it can't like go down and climb this friggin'. Am I gonna regret doing this? Probably not. I think I took the X Maxx here. Ah, yeah. Now the key is don't get it stuck over there, because I don't want it to climb down this thing. Ah, man. Well, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I was already worked on the edit, and I was 20 minutes on the bench. So I really don't like making 30-minute long videos. I know there are a lot of channels that make really long videos and they do good. I don't know. Maybe it's not too much of a problem, but oh guys, I am freaking thrilled with this thing now. This is what I expected out of the box. This is what I wanted. You know, it's like I said, my preference. If you bought yours and you run out of the box, you're happy with it, man. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's all your preference. Durability test. It's your preference, you know. So to me, I like the ground. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought it wasn't steering for a second. I was like, oh man, don't tell me that. Hell yeah, but I think it speaks for itself right here. Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh shit. Yeah, man, still works. It's probably what I hit that freaking ditch or something right there. Yeah, guys, man, I said, still a monster truck. It's still gonna roll because it's tall, but other than that, man, I'm happy with the way it's running, man. This is perfect. But like I said, I don't want to make this thing too long. Oh, we're in LVC. Damn. Hopefully I don't have to carry this thing to the car. Well, everyone, I hope this wasn't too long. Appreciate the support. Links down below if you want to buy one or any of the parts that I've added to this thing. I'll leave links in the video description. If you shop Amazon, if you need some batteries, camera, whatever it is, if you start at my store, do your shopping, no matter what you buy, I get credit. If you're interested in the stuff that I use, it's in my RC department under that store. And I have links to AMAIN and Horizon stuff, and it helps me buy these cars, do these mods, and bring you this content. That is greatly appreciated. So are all the likes, the shares, the comments, all that stuff, man. It means a lot to me. It keeps me going to make these videos for you guys to enjoy. So I greatly appreciate, well, every one of you that leaves a like, you know, puts that thumbs up, makes a comment, and supports the channel. Of course, Florida, freaking mosquitoes and gnats are in full effect. So this is how I have to film, or I'll be doing this constantly. But yeah, so this is how goofy I look to do this. All right, everyone. Appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.